have a question for you. How would you feel if someone you loved was suffering, in pain, and didn't have the words to tell you? And then, sometime later, you found out. What if that could be your beloved pet right now? How would you feel? I'm here to tell you that I know that millions of pets in the world are in this place of silent suffering right now. And I know just how easy it can be to miss silent pain in pets by my own hard experience. Let me share with you a time when I discovered my best friend was suffering in silence. Picture this. I'm sitting on the couch, just home from a long day of teaching a group of devoted pet parents how to find and relieve silent pain with therapeutic touch. Then I remembered Mitzi, my own little fluffy dog, was more reactive than usual when other dogs came near to him at the training venue. Just a bit, but this was out of character, so I knew I needed to check him out. I said, "Hey Mitzi, come here." His little head popped up and he came running over and bounced up onto the couch beside me as if nothing was wrong with him. I sat Mitzi on my knee and gently started to feel into his neck with my hands. To my surprise, his little body went stiff, his eyes shot wide open, and he whimpered, all signs of severe but silent pain in his neck. I was confused because Mitzi had shown me no outward signs at all that he was in pain. He was running around, jumping on and off the couch, keen to go for walks, seemed to be his happy little self. Now, I was confused because Mitzi seemed totally normal to my highly trained veterinarian's eye. I said to my wife, "Hey, this is kind of strange. Mitzi's got a really sore neck." She turned to me and her face fell. She said, "Oh dear, Mitzi fell on the steps about 3 weeks ago, but the little guy got up and shook himself off and seemed totally okay, so I didn't think to tell you." It crashed in on me in that moment that I had missed agonising neck pain in my own dog for 3 weeks. I had no clue that he was hurting. And I'm an experienced vet. If anyone should pick up pain in their pets, it would be me, right? And if a very experienced veterinarian can miss severe silent pain in their own well-loved pet, what does this mean for all the other pets in the world? The truth is that silent pain is very easy to miss in pets. Now, missing awful neck pain with Mitzi was a terrible shock for me. And right then, I knew I needed to find out how many other pets were suffering with undiagnosed or hidden soft tissue, neck or back pain in the world. I started asking questions. I got curious. I did a small clinical study of 63 new clients' dogs and discovered more than half of them were suffering with significant undiagnosed hidden pain, pain the humans did not know was there. Now, just imagine if these statistics apply worldwide. There are at least 470 million pet dogs and 370 million pet cats in the world. That's 840 million plus domestic pets in total. Now, it's likely that there are 400 million or more pets suffering with undiagnosed silent pain in the world today. That is a lot of suffering. And wherever there's suffering, it affects everyone in the family and everyone in the community and everyone in our world. It might be outside our everyday awareness, but this terrible weight of silent pain in pets is pressing down on all of us all the time. Think of a time when someone you love deeply was unhappy and miserable and sitting on it. Can you remember how that felt? The same thing's happening with pets. Many of them are in pain. They are around us, and we feel it, even if we're not conscious of it. Imagine what could happen if all of this silent pain in our pets was brought to light and healed. Imagine how much happier not only all of these suffering animals would be, but also the families they live in and our human societies. Now, you might be thinking, I can always tell when my pet is in pain. And the truth is that often you can, but at the same time, often you can't. Let me explain. Your pets can suffer from acute pain or chronic hidden pain. Acute pain is easy to see. Your pet is injured, one part of their body has a sudden increase in pain, and you'll be able to see sudden symptoms. Chronic pain, especially soft tissue pain or neurofascial pain, which is the most common cause of undiagnosed pain that I see in pets as a vet, flies under the radar. Why do so many people miss this sneaky silent pain in their pets? There are good reasons. Chronic soft tissue pain builds up very slowly, little by little by little, over time. And this means that if there are any signs, you literally can't see them if you're living with the animal. Another reason that so many people are missing silent pain in their pets is that soft tissue pain is nearly always everywhere in the body. So there's no one part of the body that's more painful than another, and there's no symptoms to see. But maybe the most important reason of all that silent pain is missed is that we humans expect our pets to tell us or make a noise when they have pain. But they hardly ever do. Animals hardly ever vocalise pain. Your pets literally suffer in silence. And this problem is made even worse by the fact that all of our pets have deep-seated, hardwired survival instincts to hide pain and weakness, so predators won't see them as lunch. Let me give you an example of a dog guardian, someone just like you who missed awful pain in their dog. Benny's mum called me in for help with his thunder phobia. Now, Benny was a 12-year-old retired racing greyhound. He'd won a stack of money and had a long career on the track. Now, he was a grumpy old man who spent most of his time on his bed. Now, when I started to examine Benny, he was calm and happy. I put my hands on his body and started to gently feel into his back. Wham! There was a big warning air snap. Benny was telling me that he had a lot of severe hidden pain in his body. Now, when I reconnected with Benny and gently felt throughout his body and mapped out what was going on, I found out that he was one of the most painful dogs I've ever seen. Benny's mum was really upset to find out that she'd been missing Benny's awful silent pain. She asked me to help him out, so I gave Benny a series of neurofascial bodywork massage treatments. Now, in a matter of weeks, Benny literally became a different dog. After we set him free from silent pain, Benny started playing with toys for the first time in his life, stealing soft, fluffy teddy bears from their daughter's bed to snuggle with, seeking touch and connection with his humans. He did zoomies for the first time in years and became the world's naughtiest puppy at the ripe old age of 12. Their whole family was transformed. Everyone was so much happier, more joyful and connected. Imagine how it could feel for your family if your pet had silent pain and then you found it and set them free from that suffering. And think about everyone you know who has pets. It's likely that half of these pets are suffering in silence. Can you imagine what could happen if we can find all of this silent suffering in these beautiful pets and heal it? It's possible to save millions of animals who are suffering in silence. Together, we can make a difference. Now, right now, I bet you're worried that your pet could be suffering in silence. And I bet you'd love to find out how to tell when your pets have silent pain. My experience of 25 years as a vet, working hands-on with tens of thousands of animals, has shown me that the only way to always find silent pain is to feel gently but deeply into the pet's body with your hands while carefully reading their responses to your touch. The good news is that if you can learn how to drive a car or how to read and write, you can easily learn how to find and melt silent pain out of your pet's life with therapeutic touch. I've taught thousands of pet parents how to do this. It's important for you to know that some animals with silent pain will show subtle signs or red flags, and I want to share the red flags of silent pain you need to be on the lookout for in your pets. Number one red flag is to watch out for any changes in behaviour. Even small changes in behaviour, things you might not think are important, can be the tip of an undiagnosed iceberg of silent pain that's making your pet's life miserable. In particular, watch out for any reluctance to play or go for walks, any increase in reactivity or aggression, and especially importantly, if your pet stops jumping onto the couch or into the car. Number two red flag to watch for is any change in how your pets move, hold their body, or respond to touch. If you stroke your pet and you feel flickering or twitching of the skin underneath your hands, if you see any signs of stiffness or slowness in their movement, and with dogs, anything less than a really vigorous wave of shaking from head to tail when they shake themselves can be a strong indicator of hidden soft tissue pain. Now, unfortunately, a lot of animals don't show any signs at all that anyone can see, like my dog, Mitzi, when I missed his neck pain. So the only way you can be sure of always finding your pet's silent pain is to learn how to feel for it with your hands. Now, I can hear you thinking, well, I'll just take my pet to the vet. My vet will find the silent pain for sure. Well, guess what? I was taught nothing about silent pain, soft tissue pain like this when I trained at university. And I know for sure I missed a stack of it when I started out. What's more, I regularly assess pets and find silent pain that other veterinarians have recently missed. Now, it does not mean that they're bad vets, but it does mean that I've uncovered a huge problem, a massive blind spot in the veterinary industry that needs to be brought to light, because most veterinary schools still don't teach vets about what neurofascial pain is, let alone how to find it. So sadly, you simply can't trust most vets to find your pet's silent pain. I recommend that pet guardians learn how to check their pets for silent pain at least weekly, because your pet could sleep in a bad position, slip when they jump off the couch, or perhaps fall on the stairs when you're not watching them. Now, you may well be missing silent pain in your beautiful pets, because I know that there are literally hundreds of millions of animals in the world suffering from hidden pain. Imagine how that weight of pain and suffering is affecting not only these beloved pets, but also all of us who live with them. I'll leave you with the story of John, who brought his little dog Dougie to see me. Now, as soon as I felt into Dougie's body, he went, "Oh, I am sore all over. I've got a lot of pain here." And Dougie's dad didn't know that was there. After I melted that pain away for Dougie with therapeutic touch, suddenly he transformed from a depressed couch potato into a happy, playful, and active little guy. And John was so much happier when his little dog got happier. I could see it shining in his eyes. So my invitation for you is that now you're aware of this problem, that you take the steps you need to learn how to find and melt silent pain out of your pet's life with therapeutic touch. Your pets will be happier, your family will be happier, and this will have a positive influence on the whole of humanity. Together, we can save millions of pets from silent pain. Now, I want you to be worried. I want you to be afraid that you're missing serious silent pain in your pets. But I also want you to be excited, because you know that you can easily learn how to find and fix the problem. Most of all, I invite you to share this information with everyone you know who has pets, so that together we can save hundreds of millions of pets from the living misery of silent pain.